welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Cornfield Brutality 2022. And I'm going to be going over this in the order of which I shot the stages. So starting out here on stage 2 with Cornfield Cassarda. Now this was a lateral Cassarda drill as opposed to the normal advancing forward. So your target was 100 meters away and you had to throw the kettlebell across the field one way and then bring it back before your part time was up. And you had a choice to start. There were two kettlebells, one that I believe was 60 something pounds, the other one was 30 pounds. And if you picked the light one, you had 3 targets you had to engage with 2 shots each. However, if you picked the heavy kettlebell, you could engage with 2 shots on the center target only. So you had to pick your poison well. Each had its pros and cons for sure.
Of course, right to stones.
I got off to a good start, as you can see here. I had some really great throws. The hits were coming pretty consistently. The rifle was working well. And some of you may recall, this was my rifle from Woodland Brutality that kind of had failed me. So it had gotten some upgrades and some repairs, and I was putting it through its paces. And we'll see how that works for the rest of the match. As always, the Cassarda drill is super fun. I love this because you know there's going to be one at every Brutality match, and it's got real-world military practicality in the fact that it's IMT. I'm up, they see me, I'm down.
Seconds. Come on, push on, push on.
Good throw, good throw.
This was a good, solid stage for me, and this validated that my training program for the Cassarda drill was paying off, because I contend the Cassarda drill is more technique than brute strength.
Give me one big throw.
One big throw. Hurry up.
However, one thing that definitely doesn't work, as you see in the video, is my hydration carrier. And I'm going to do more about that in a separate video later on.
Come on, Les.
Yeah, I just had to get over the line, so just tossed it without getting up. Last shots came hard, though.
Yeah, you got
2 shots, see him.
shot.
One more. Hit. 1-4-1-9. Awesome run, dude. Awesome run.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a good one. 18th overall and 9th for in armored. Not bad. The next stage was stage 3. That was an all-pistol stage, appropriately named Pistol Punishment. So I kind of disadvantaged myself here. Used a iron-sighted Glock 22 when I was in a division where I could definitely had an optically sighted pistol if I wanted to, but I had to go with tradition. I've always used an iron-sighted Glock for the first of a Brutality match when it's a new location, along with the rifle that I've been using, so you got to stick with tradition sometimes, regardless of the disadvantages.
4 hits, rectangles. Go. Keep it up. Yeah. Six more hits.
Advantage of 40 cal here over 9mm is that when they get hit, they do go all the way over. Some of the 9mm shooters wouldn't go all the way, or they had to hit the plate twice to get it to flip over. And the cool thing here was I seemed to be moving faster on camera than it felt in my mind. I felt like I was running in molasses doing this.
Come on. Don't slow down.
I just don't want to slip.
Get over and cover. Get the feet in there. Hurry up.
Here I tried to get a little too cute by half by switching hands between sides. So there you switch to left. Hits aren't coming because I don't practice my other strong hand shooting enough, and just switch back to being a right-handed shooter like I normally am. And the hits came a whole lot faster. So there's a part of my training program I have to modify. Now this spinner was different than previous Brutality matches. You were not required to spin it. You were required to get 6 hits, and with that option you could stop, and here I had a malfunction, or you could continue on with the spinner. If you stopped at 6 hits, your time stopped and it was what it was. If you actually spun it, you got 60 seconds back. I had good momentum, I was getting the hits for the most part, so I decided to go for it. And persistence paid off.
Time 135.09 minus 60.
Yeah. I will take that. I approve.
And another good stage for me.
Any questions on course fire?
Shoot the metal thingies
Yeah.
and flip the heavy thingy.
You do the black flat, then the run, then the toss, then the black. I think we got it. All right.
So this was another all pistol stage, and this one required a lot of physical effort in it. Once again, another malfunction, but cleared it pretty good there. And between each string of fire, your last one had to be on the stop plate with the magazine drop. So it was 1 round if you got it, 15-second penalty if you did not. And these poppers did not fall, so you were depending on the RO to confirm your hits. I got pretty lucky with the tire here. I didn't really have that much trouble getting it up and moving. And a lot of people struggled with this, but this one seemed to go pretty good for me. But obviously the physical exertion is starting to have a toll on accuracy. And then after that string, you got to flip the tire back. Got a little too aggressive there, so it got a little away from me. And then after the tire's flipped, you bring the farm weights back. Yeah, so my mind was saying, go faster, go faster. My body was saying, no, this is as fast as you're going to go with these weights. And that makes the stage completely self-resetting, which was really conductive for everybody cycling through pretty quick. And having to do a Call of Duty reload here because I had more reloads to do than I had magazines. So luckily I had one laying around on the ground. And luckily I had a extended mag. Otherwise, yeah, I'd have had another mag change in there.
Clear. All right. Clear. Slide forward. Hammer down. Holster. Good run. Good run. All right. 1, 2, 1, 0, 5. 1, 2, 1, 0, 5.
I'll take it.
Yeah. No penalty. You shot it clean. That's what it's doing.
I approve.
All right.
Yeah, another good stage for me, as you can see. And now comes stage
Fire
one.
on target.
Yeah.
Things won't be so good here.
On target.
Shooter is ready as he's gonna be.
Shooter's on target. Shooter, are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by.
Bring it up 1 target. Bring it up 1 target up and left. Hit.
The hits are all to the credit of Joe, the RO, who's doing the calls. He's an excellent shot caller. And the MRO was failing me pretty hard.
Left near.
Look through the glass. As you will see, it's very blue. And with the low contrast of targets, you could not see anything. When I get hits, this is coming from the calls of the ROs. I'm literally not seeing the target through the scope.
Aye.
Plus, I'm looking at a cluster of cherry dots. Here, I switch over to irons to hope that make it better.
Gauging far left.
Yeah. I got you.
So far, switching to irons has
Gauging
helped
near
out.
right.
Here, over here on the right, it didn't. And the problem was still the MRO, because I'm looking through it, so that blue tint that's causing me not to see the targets clearly is still there, even though I've switched to irons. And on the right side, the contrast was a little less than it was on the left. That was enough to make a difference.
Whoa, just under.
Another thing I was doing earlier there is I called out my targets to the ROs so they know where to be looking, so they know what I was doing and didn't minimized any miscommunication.
Left edge.
Yeah, now I've gone back to using a combination of the irons and the MRO. Again, notice the severe blue tank you're seeing there where the camera's catching through the scope. The front sight combined with a dot kind of gave me an area of which to shoot into, and that kind of helped, believe it or not.
Far left or far right?
I got you. Left edge.
Again, all the hits, that credit goes to the ROs with their shot calling. That had a whole lot more to do with me hitting than what I could see with my optic or my irons.
Just over.
Gauging far.
Fine.
Maybe not.
Shooter unload show clear. If clear, hammer down. Alright. There is no consistency to the misses. So the MRO might just suck dick.
It does. I got the cherries. I had like 4 dots. So on that, when you gave me the FAR 400, I was just going dot to dot to dot.
Wow.
And I actually went to irons to get the hits on that side.
Blue, you can't see the targets.
Yeah. Sorry, love.
Oh, hey, no. Kind of knew it coming into it.
1, 2, 3, 3, and 5 is 8.
Well, at least the dumpster fire was the last stage. And a dumpster fire day helps keep victory away.
Well, the last stage crashed the match for me, which is better than the first stage doing that. Overall, this was all down to an equipment failure. I thought it had been corrected, and the fact is the MRO is just done on this rifle. And I am going to do a video about the MRO's pros and cons at a future date.